Okay, here we are. We have our hat ready to go with both ear flaps on it. And now we are going to do the trimming. So what I do, I start from the back. And I start right in the corner by the ear flap. So you have your last stitch on your ear flap, and then you have this one little stitch right here. That's where I start. So I go in, and I join with a slip stitch. Pull it tight. That's connected. And then hold your tail against so that you're stitching it in. And just chain one. And now you are going to do one all the way across, singles. And you have your border, or your trim, whatever you want to call it. You see how I'm sewing in the tail? So for the last bit of the tail, I usually just pull it taut and kind of make sure that I get the last end, and then I pull it out loose. Pull it out loose? I don't know if that makes sense, but there you go. So now you keep going. And that is the first stitch that was at the beginning of the row, so it's getting kind of tight. But you just keep going. I'm only going to bring you to the beginning of the ear flap just so I can show you how I go up the ear flap. And then I'll just meet you at the end of the row. Okay, we are at the other ear flap. So again, I just go into that stitch there. And now I want to go up the ear flap. See that? So I just do one, oops, sorry. Okay, I'm going to show you closely so that you can see it. See how here there's a little string in there and it's separating it? So I'm going to do a single stitch in there, single crochet, and then in that little hole I'm going to do another single crochet. And in the next one, I'm going to do it in the long part, and then there's that little string, and I'm going to go in the short part. Okay, I'm going to go all the way around the whole hat, and I'm going to meet you back at this part again. Okay, now I want to show you on the ear flap how to make this nice rounded edge. How I do it. Okay, you come up your side of the ear flap. There's my string from where I cut it off when I was doing the ear flap. So you're just going to crochet that in. So you're at the top. You're going to do one, and then two in the same stitch. And then here's your first stitch that's going straight across, right in there. So you're going to bring it in there. And then you're going to crochet across the straight edge. Now you're at the end. You're going to do one in there. And then you're going to go two in the one on the side. And then your next one is single. And then you go single all the way down until here. And that's your final part. And here is your last little bit. So I just do a single crochet in there. And then I stick my hook. I miss the first one because I find that one's really, really tight. I go into this one. Just stick my hook underneath it. Wrap over. Pull through and pull through. Now, snip my yarn over, and pull through to make a knot. There you go. And look at that. Your finished beanie. So now we're going to work on the ears, the mouth, and the eyes. And the hair. Okay, here we are. We're going to make the mouth. So you start with your slip knot and you do around 25 chains for an adult size hat. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That one looks way too long. So, we're going to measure. And what I like to do is I put it down and measure it across. It does seem kind of long, so I'm going to take off a couple of chains. So, 3, 4, 5. And let's see how that is. That's a lot better. So you want to kind of to have some space on either side so it doesn't have a humongous mouth on it. And now we're going to do half double crochet across the mouth. So what you do is you wrap around, miss the first chain, go into the second chain from the hook. And you're going to go in, wrap your yarn over. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, and you're going to wrap the yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is a half double crochet. And you're going to keep doing that all the way across until you get to the end. So I'll meet you when we're all the way down here at the end. So I have half double crocheted the length of the mouth. As you can see, it looks like it'll fit pretty good. And now I have cut my length off, and that's what I first started with, the little tail. And I'm just going to wrap them both around my hook, and I'm going to pull them through, and then I'm going to pull them both tight. Very tight, because you want the knot to be quite tight. There is the start of your mouth. Okay? Now I just take this tail and poke it, I don't know, around the 4th or 5th chain down and pull it in just so that it's easier to crochet with. And then this one, since it's longer, I'll do the same around the 4th or 5th chain, pull it through, and then, I don't know, 8th or 9th, poke it again and pull it through. Just because then it makes it easier to crochet over. There you go. Okay, now we are going to crochet over it with the same color that we did up here. So again, make your slip knot. And you're going to start maybe 2nd or 3rd chain in, or I guess now it's not a chain anymore, it's an actual stitch. You're just going to poke it in there, and you're going to connect it, and then you're going to single crochet across the mouth. For the corners, I'm going to show you, you have to add extra because you want it to be rounded. So in each stitch over here, you're going to do 2 and 2. So you're going to have 4 stitches in these 2 stitches here. So I'll meet you back at this corner. When I'm finished this first couple stitches, I'll show you. So again, holding down your tail, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to do single crochet. Oops, sorry. As you can see, it is kind of tight because you didn't want it to be too loose, otherwise it'll look sloppy. You're just single crocheting across the top or the bottom, doesn't really matter. You're holding down your tails, crocheting over them. There you go. Okay, so that's the start of it, and I'll meet you back here.